Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at BRIDZILLAS stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. She slapped me in the mouth in the restroom during the reception. She had this massive billowing explosion of organza as a skirt. It was beautiful but utterly impractically designed. It took at least 3 of us to hold up her skirt so she could pee. She had been drinking on an empty stomach, and on the second trip to the restroom with all of us holding this dress up while she hovered drunkenly over a toilet she couldn't see, she ordered me to wipe her. Ordered me to clean her twat of urine. I declined. She slapped me. The skirt was dropped by all parties while I shouted obscenities at her. She screamed that if I didn't do this for her, this friendship was over. She tried to apologize years later, but seemed surprised when I was not interested in rekindling our friendship. She was surprised? What? Like what? Oh my god. But I just physically abused you. Why don't you want to be friends anymore? Like, huh? This girl sounds like a freaking nightmare, man. I feel bad for her husband. My sister-in-law asked her bridesmaids, me included, to gain 5 to 10 kilos to make her look better in comparison. I just can't understand that. 5 to 10 kilos? Are you kidding me? They want their bridesmaids to gain weight so they can look better. So they can have the attention, like, look at me, I'm the skinnier one. Jeez. Now that deserves a slap. My best friend's co-worker is getting married later this year, and oh man, this girl's got some problems. She's very religious and pure, which if that's your thing is fine, whatever. However, she told my friend last week that she doesn't want anyone at a wedding who was born out of wedlock, which includes my friend, who is the daughter of a teen mum. You don't want anyone at your wedding that was born out of wedlock. Huh? Like, why does that even matter? As long as they're a good person. It doesn't matter though. My college roommate asked me to be a bridesmaid in her wedding. I agreed. Then the bridesmaid dress she picked out for me was $2,400. I couldn't afford it and gently told her so. I found a pattern for a similar dress and fabric that was the same color and type. So I asked her if it was okay if I made the similar dress, or perhaps we could go dress shopping together to find something in my budget. All of the bridesmaids were going to be wearing the same color, but she picked out different styles of dresses for each of us, so it wasn't as if I would stick out like a sore thumb. She cussed me out, told me I was ruining her wedding, that her vision required me to wear that dress, and can't I just get a credit card to charge the dress on? When I told her no, she cut all contact with me, claiming that if I was a true friend, I would make the finances work. She's never spoken to me again. She'd been like a sister to me up until that point. One of the dresses she'd picked out for another bridesmaid was $300, by the way. I was pissed when I found that out. But that's so weird how every single bridesmaid has a dress that's totally different and of a total different price. What? I've actually never heard of that before. I thought mostly the dresses were the same. Like, you know, just the same, and you pay the same price for it. That's weird. 2.4K for a bridesmaid dress. Seriously? How much do they normally cost? I don't know anything about this, so that's why I'm asking. But geez, 2.4K sounds too much. Maybe she just didn't want this person to be in her wedding. You know, maybe she was jealous about something, because she was so quick to cut that person out instead of being like, oh, we can work on that. She was just like, nope, if you can't do this, and then nope, okay, bye. Something must have went on in her mind, like she didn't like this person already. So that's sad. My girlfriend was a bridesmaid for her friend a few years ago. The bride was 2 hours late to her own rehearsal. This was very aggravating to all of the professional staff at the church who were required to be there. It was equally aggravating to the restaurant staff who were expecting a large party at 7:30 that didn't show up until 9:30 at a place that closed at 10. They refused to serve us any alcohol as a result, and I think her dad had to end up paying them a big fee for the incurred overtime and lost business from renting the place out but leaving it empty on a Friday night. And then when I thought it couldn't get any worse, she was 90 minutes late for her own wedding because she was getting her hair done. All of the wedding party, priest, etc. standing there right on time, a full church, everyone waiting. After 30 minutes, those standing up decided to sit down and they announced that the bride would be there shortly. Children crying, people fretting. At least 20 people got up and left. I wanted to and would have if it were a friend of mine. She finally arrives, gets scolded at by the wedding planner, the priests, her parents, everyone, doesn't even apologize. just interrupts everyone trying to talk to her to say, "Excuse me, but this is my wedding and I need my hair to be perfect." Excuse me. I'm just 2 hours late. Like, I don't understand why that's big deal. Yo, those people are the worst. The fact that they're late, but they think the world revolves around them and like they're the most important one. Like, girl, you're the only main character in your life, okay? Everyone else is the main character in their own lives. So if you're late and you make someone wait, that's a bad look on you. My best friend's brother married a woman that literally just used him for a wedding. He was a long time, over 40-year-old nerdy but successful single guy who was suddenly engaged to this very outgoing woman who planned a huge, elaborate and expensive wedding that she micromanaged down to the last detail. My friend was a bridesmaid and went through all kinds of crap. And then about 2 months after the wedding, this poor guy comes home to a half-empty house and a note that says she really didn't want to be married after all. I'm not normally a violent person, but I could seriously punch this woman in the face. What? So I'm guessing she just spent all this guy's money for the wedding and she didn't even actually love him. And then she was like, I guess marriage life isn't for me after all. I'm just gonna be single and date other people. That's so upsetting, man. A friend was mad because a few days before her wedding, there was a terrible flood in a South American country, which somehow ruined her chances of being able to get just the right cauliflower for the centerpieces. Are you serious? She cares more about the freaking flower than people's lives. Jeez. There are a lot of people like that though. Like, I remember reading a story about this woman's dad that died, and then she was so mad because her dad had to die on the day of her wedding, so it ruined her wedding. Like, I didn't even know people like that exist. I mean, of course they exist. If serial killers exist, right? But still, jeez, that's so terrible. We, the bridesmaids, were planning the bride's bachelorette. As suggested, we go up to my cottage for the weekend, swimming and drinking, etc., and go into town one evening for a big right bash at a bar. It went over well, all was planned. Since none of us had cars, we live in a big city, except for the bride and one bridesmaid who lived close to the cottage. We asked the bride or her fiancé to maybe drive to the cottage, or at least to the bridesmaid with the car's place. She said okay. Phew, all going smoothly. We took public transit out to her place on the Friday, and her fiancé drove us to the bridesmaids with the car's place. On the way home, after the cottage, we were told they would only drive us 3 bridesmaids without a car, including me who hosted the weekend, as far as the next big town. That meant we would all be stranded 3 hours from home, while the bride got a ride back to the bridesmaid with car's house to wait for her fiancé to pick her up. We weren't allowed to go that far. So we were dropped off at a bus stop and took a bus home with all of our gear. The bus took us over 5 hours with all the stops and connections. I was very tempted to put the bus ticket receipt in her receiving box at the wedding. I didn't go that far, but she didn't get a very nice gift. Worst bride ever. Overall, her reasoning was she was a bride. She didn't want to drive at all for her weekend, so it's not our fault. We had even offered to pay for her gas and plus more if she'd drive her car to the cottage. She refused everything. She did not want to lift a finger that weekend. 4 years later, she's now asking if I will make her a bridesmaid at my upcoming wedding. What? She sounds pathetic, man. She just doesn't care about her friends at all. Like, wow, bridezillas really do just care about themselves. That's crazy. And the fact that she feels entitled to be someone else's bridesmaid, you don't just be like, hey, can I be a bridesmaid? Like, what? It's not a competition. Jeez, that's crazy. I was a bridesmaid for a friend's wedding. She was actually really calm about the whole thing. Everything was easy. Then the day of the wedding, when she was about to put on her dress, is when she freaked. She said there was a stain on the front of her dress. There wasn't. No one could see anything. She was screaming at her mother and mother-in-law about it. Said she wasn't going to get married in a stained dress. This went on for about 15 minutes and then everything went back to normal and the rest of the day went by smoothly. I was really scared during those 15 minutes though. What? Wow. Jeez, just a little stain. This makes me wonder like how those people feel in the videos that I saw where like the kid would vomit on her dress and then she was just still so chill about it. She was like, it's okay. And the kid just kept vomiting. Like, I wonder how they feel then. Because this person was freaking out about a little stain. Man. One of my best friends was getting married. I was to be a bridesmaid. I was between jobs at the time, so I ended up taking a temporary position at the company she worked for. About halfway through the job, I got a great opportunity for a full-time, permanent position in my field. It was competitive, so if I didn't take it right away, they could have easily given it to someone else just as qualified. I couldn't afford to not take it, so I ended my temporary position with her company as gracefully as I could to start my new job right away. She took this as an insult and dumped me as a bridesmaid. In fact, she didn't even let me know if I was still invited to the wedding or not until the morning of. I took that as a hint that she didn't actually want me to go, but didn't want to be the bad guy, so waited until the last minute to let me know, thinking I would have other plans or wouldn't have enough time to get a nice dress or a date. To spite her, I got a fabulous dress that afternoon, snagged a date. We went to the wedding and reception and drank and ate as much of the free stuff we could to fill ourselves with. And on our way out, I drunkenly drew a penis on her car under the just married sign with a bar of soap I took from the bathroom. Wow. Man, I would pay to watch this movie. Now I'm just thinking about her and her date, you know, going to this wedding and having fun just to spite someone. My type of drama. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.